What's going on, everybody? I wanted to give an update. I am on day 8 post-op. I know I haven't posted in a few days, but as you can tell, I'm here in my home studio and wanted to get out here and record a video just to talk about what has been going on, what I've observed in my own body, some things that I've learned, and what I'm hoping to do at my post-op appointment coming up in, well, I'm recording this Wednesday night, so Friday morning. We'll go with that. Um, so overall, how I'm doing so far. Doing really well. Day 4 to today wasn't as drastic of an improvement overall as day 1 to day 4 was from the muscle spasms and the pain and all those other things that were going on. But a couple things that have happened in the last 4 days. When lowering myself down to sit in my recliner or in a chair at the dinner table, whatever the case may be, uh, it was much more of like a gentle plop than it was of like a continuous, like soft lowering down. Today is the first time where I noticed where when sitting down in my recliner where it's a noticeable, gentle, like continuous process because my nerves are all awake in my legs, which means that my muscles are all firing, everything's going well, and I'm at the point now where I can gently lower myself down into a recliner. Now, to sit down in anything lower than that, I have no clue. I will say that I have squatted a couple times, frankly, out of necessity because I was not around my grabber and there was no one close to call for help. And so I did squat down, keeping my back straight, but squatted down and picked up the little trash grabber picker thing off the floor, and it didn't hurt. It was a little bit uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt. And the discomfort came from what I'm saying is the hardware inside now with the screws and the rods. But I'm really curious now moving forward, really curious with my post op appointment on Friday, which is going to be 10 days post op, what they're going to do. Uh, from my understanding, is they're going to remove the cover that's over my sutures, over my stitches, and I'll show a picture right up here so you can see what that picture looks like. That's the cover that's been over my incision the entire time. There's a clear piece of tape all the way around it that allowed me to take a shower, those kinds of things without risking getting the stitches wet. And so that's been there. That'll come off. They'll go through, they'll take out the stitches from my understanding, and then hopefully they'll tell me something about physical therapy. I'm looking to see what happens with PT with all of that. But I did want to let all of you know, especially if you're part of the Facebook, the Spondy group that I'm a part of and have been for a number of years, there is an app that is available. I have an Apple phone, so I don't know if it's available for Android. My guess is that it is. But it's called Back Doctor. It's a light blue colored icon with that medical shield um, in white and then a picture of a spine in white. And I was turned on to this app by a good friend of mine who had spinal fusion back roughly about a year ago or so. And he's been using this ever since then for PT at home. It's different exercises, leg lifts, but it's a very gradual um, increasing in the challenge or the strain or the number of reps or all those different things. And so I'm looking forward to being able to start using this. I'm actually going to talk to my doctor on Friday at the post-op and see if it's okay if I start doing some of these basic exercises because of how good I'm feeling. I was able to, on Sunday morning, go to church. I did not expect that the Sunday, 5 days after surgery, on day 5 post-op, that I was going to be able to sit in church and go through all that. I do have a really nice, thick memory foam, thick padding that is ergonomic, that has a little hole cut out for your tailbone. I did bring that with me, and that helped a lot to be able to sit because I was still going through a lot of sciatic nerve issues. My right leg sciatic nerve is still really bothering me. It's not as prevalent as it was days like 4, 5, 6, and even yesterday. But yesterday more so, and today have been better days. It was bothering me yesterday morning, and then by the middle of the day yesterday, it wasn't as bad. Um, but I'm looking forward to check on those couple things at the appointment on Friday. Another victory on Sunday. Went to church, but I tried putting on my regular jeans on Sunday to go to church. It was Christmas Sunday, and it was just too much pressure, too much discomfort, and I couldn't do it. Excuse me. There's too much inflammation around the incision site and everything. And so today, for the first time on day 8 post-op, I was able to put on my jeans and not have to put them on and be like, okay, I'm going to grit my teeth through the discomfort, but able to get them on, have them stay on, and not put too much pressure or cause discomfort or anything like that on the incision site, which I was really excited about, because if you've gone through this before, or for anybody that's, in the Spondy group that's gone through surgery and gone through fusion, being able to get little things like putting on a regular pair of pants make you feel that much, more healed, that much, more progress in what's going on. So I got to wear jeans today, which was really cool. And so those are a couple of the victories: church on Sunday, pants today. And a couple of things that I've learned just about my body and my fusion. I'm still finding that there's a little bit of like this teeter-totter, trying to find a balance between what my ergonomics needs to be, and my posture, I guess you'd say, needs to be, between leaning too far back and feeling the hardware that's inside my back, and going, okay, yeah, that's too far. It doesn't hurt, but feeling it, to leaning too far forward and throwing everything else offline and feeling a little bit of discomfort in my thoracic area of my spine. I don't know what the level is in the thoracic spine, but it's there, and I know that that's the portion of it right in the back, in the middle of the rib cage. But it's a matter of just finding that happy medium between where I'm walking and where my posture needs to be, and where it should be compared to where it actually is when I notice that discomfort. Another victory today, I pushed myself walking. I went to Lowe's, walked around there, had to pick up a couple things, nothing heavy, nothing where I had to pick up too much weight, nothing like that at all. But I walked around between there and here at home and different things. I walked about a mile, 1.1 miles today. And I know the goal, from everything I'd read at least, is by about 7 days post-op, you should be about a mile a day, with a week post-op. And I really pushed myself, and yes, it's only about a tenth more than what a mile is, but I really wanted to see at what point would it be like, okay, I've hit a limit where I'm not hurting myself, I'm not exhausting myself, but I can tell if I keep going, it's going to be too much. And so that was about the limit, was the 1.1 miles today with walking around. But I'm pushing myself to walk, to stay mobile, to stay flexible, and to do all these different things, to continue reteaching my body how to have the posture it's supposed to have, how to do a number of different things that it's just not used to doing, with having my spine fused and where it is, because it's never had that before. But overall, I'm doing really well. I would say that the biggest challenge for me with everything going on is just wanting to do more and having to limit myself, wanting to walk further, but knowing I need to take it easy, wanting to improve that much better, but knowing that I need to just be content with where I get, and a little bit of an increase day over day, because I don't want to set myself back. Um, one of the things that I heard a couple of different people at my church say when I was there on Sunday was, that I was a miraculous phenomenon in terms of healing. And this is from a dear sweet woman at church who has a number of spine issues herself, with spine curvature and scoliosis and different things. And so she can understand and relate to back issues, back problems. She offered to let me borrow her stand-up walker, but I was at the point already, fortunately, where I wasn't relying on a walker, and wasn't even really relying on a cane. I haven't been walking around with a cane. I did at church Sunday morning, just as a fail safe in case somebody bumped into me, things like that. So I had an extra, something to stabilize myself, but really found myself not even hardly needing it, and haven't really used a cane to stabilize or support myself really since about day 4. But Cheryl is her name at church, an amazing, sweet woman of God. And she was just impressed, and, was just in awe of how speedy the recovery has been, how good I'm feeling, how successful the surgery was, all those different things. And, it's one of those things, we're going through this, and I've got a very close group of brothers that I do a Bible study with, that I'm part of a Bible study with. I don't lead it, but part of a Bible study with. And The entire time I said, whatever God needs to teach me first, and then if it can be used to help others in the process of what they're going through, then so be it. But whatever God is going to use this for, then let him use it for. And if people feel that this is, a miracle in the way that it's gone, then who am I to take that sentiment away from them and all that? I'm not saying that I'm a miracle, a miracle man or anything like that at all. But from what I thought I was going to go through with the recovery and the healing time and the walking and the 7-day post-op videos that I would see and the 10-day post-op videos I would see, I would put myself by day 4. I was where I saw a lot of the videos at about days 7 to 10, and where I'm at day 8 or day 7, day 8, yesterday and today is where I saw a lot of people at, day, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks post-op kind of thing. And so I feel like my recovery has gone really, really well and really smoothly. And so I'm just really grateful. There's still the very noticeable stiffness or rigidity right there where the hardware is, and there's still some inflammation that's around it. I can tell because it's still a little bit puffy as I push on it and touch on it. But from taking showers to, going to the bathroom, whatever it is, I'm fully capable of doing everything myself. And it's been really an eye-opening experience to see what the body does when it goes through a significant surgery like this and needs to heal from extreme muscle spasms to a couple days later walking around without a cane and not being in as much discomfort and muscle spasms being under control and all of that. As far as meds, I am off all painkillers that were prescribed for me. Day 3, I only used half the Norco, not intentionally. There was a miscommunication between my wife and I used Norco half the day and my naproxen sodium half the day. But I didn't even notice the difference when I didn't have the Norco in me. But I still went through after talking with my uncle, who's a doctor who had this surgery. He's actually had 2 spinal fusions, but also with what my surgeon told me of, go ahead, use it all, finish it all. It's better at preventing the pain and all of that before it starts up and having to mitigate it and try and play catch up. So I went through, used it all. Yesterday was the last day, went halfway through yesterday because of obviously the half day on day 3. And so used it all, or actually 2 days ago, day 6. But anyways, used it all, and today, the first day completely off of any Norco. I can't tell the difference, honestly. I can't tell the difference other than being a little more drowsy, that I'm not taking the Norco, which is a huge blessing, a huge praise, and things are just going really well overall. So if you have any questions, part of the Spondy group, please put the questions down, comments, whatever it is, from my PLIF experience. And, if it's on my YouTube channel, you have questions because you're seeing this because you're going through your own back journey with spinal fusion, put some comments, questions, whatever it is down below. Love to answer whatever I can. And help you along in your journey if you're going through it also. But yeah, thank you to everybody that's reached out. I've had people from out of state, some longtime friends that have reached out and called me and different things. And so thank you to everybody that has done that. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. But things are going very, very well. I'm doing well, and yeah, we'll see what the future holds. I'm not going to do as frequent of updates since I'm on day 8 post-op now, but we're finishing day 8. But I'll do an update after my post-op appointment, just so you all have an understanding of what's going on there. And then we'll just continue trucking on forward, and continue doing what I need to recover and make sure that I'm not hurting myself, doing too much, or any of those different things. So I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's how the journey's been going so far. And stay tuned for the next update.